Welcome to the first lesson of Run for Something Civics Future Candidates Civic Leadership Essentials program. My name is Martin, and I'll be talking to you today about connecting your passion to your civic engagement and answering the question, what is drawing you to be civically engaged? We are so excited to have you. This particular lesson is going to focus on why you specifically are being drawn to civic engagement. What is your why? What is the why behind you wanting to spend time, energy, and resources in supporting and organizing your community? It is really important for you to understand this because it's going to help your ability to connect to other folks in the space, your ability to organize members of your community, and how you can move those people to action. Utilizing your story and having an understanding of what connects you to this work is a really powerful tool to engage with others and move them to action. So, first and foremost, can you articulate what's drawing you to be civically engaged? Is it an issue that you're personally impacted by, or maybe friends, family, or loved ones are impacted by? Is this a collective challenge a majority of your community is impacted by? Asking yourself what draws you to this work and being able to articulate that is going to come in handy over and over again in your civic participation. Whether you're organizing community members to action, speaking to elected officials about policy, or considering a run for office. Think about what issues you're passionate about. Some examples might be access to healthcare, LGBTQIA+ rights, immigrant protections, economic stability, access to affordable and safe housing, action on climate change, improved transit options, criminal justice reform, or maybe it's education policy. Sharing how you're personally connected to those issues is going to be really important as you are engaging and speaking to members of your community and asking them to also be engaged. So, how do you even start? First, you should research the issue. Now, this may be something you've already poured hours and hours of your time and energy into, but pay attention, because focused research with a plan and outline can unearth key details you may have missed. So, first, what is the scope of your issue and how is it impacting your community? How many people are being impacted in your local city, county, state, or nationally? Where are those folks being impacted and how? Are they being impacted in a particular neighborhood or location? Or are they being impacted in a particular area of the community, like schools, hospitals, parks, or green spaces? This will help you get a bird's eye view of the issue, as it's very easy to get lost in the weeds. Next, you'll want to look at root causes to understand how and why these issues are impacting your community. Is it rooted in how the government is set up? Is it due to particular programs, regulations, policies, or laws? Or is it more of an economic or financial issue? Does it impact the working class members of your community or lower income folks? Are they much more disproportionately impacted by this issue? Are there political factors involved? Is your community being used as a pawn in some particular fight in the political landscape? Understanding these root causes are going to help you have a better understanding of the potential solutions for this issue you're working on. Also, it's going to be helpful for you to understand the current efforts that are happening in your community already. Are there groups and organizations, community leaders, or elected officials who are already working on this issue? Can you connect with them to see what's already being done and plug into the ongoing work that's happening? Next, you'll want to have a clear understanding of the outcome that you or the groups working on this issue are trying to achieve. What are the tangible improvements that will result in positive change? Is this something where one vote at a city council meeting can fix the issue? Or is this something where there's a lot of baby steps needed to get to that larger systemic change that you're looking for? As you're thinking about the change you need, go a couple steps further and visualize what that change really would look like in your community. That's what you're working towards, and it's critical to hold that vision as you continue doing this work. Now, there are many tools that you can access to help assist you in your research. Start by looking for government or organizational reports. What are the resources that already exist on your issue of interest? For example, if you're working on transit issues, getting more bike lanes, maybe more walkable space, or better security in your local transit system, you may look at the local transit agency or organizations who are already working in this space to help you find the data on the impacts mentioned previously. Reading the local news around your issue is also going to be key to getting pertinent information. You'll develop an awareness of which local reporters are aligned with your goals and understand your perspective on some of these issues. Look at who's being quoted or interviewed in these articles and reach out to those folks who are aligned with your values and ask them how you could get involved. And then there's our trusted friend, the internet. It's always a good place to start. Just searching this information on the internet will provide you at least an initial place for you to start and garner a better understanding. Additionally, you'll want to have a sense of goals and timeline for engaging in this issue. If you're just starting off brand new and jumping into this issue, your short-term timelines may be in the next 6 months and can include building relationships with local leaders or local elected officials. As you get a sense of the organizations and community leaders operating locally on this issue, see if they are doing any actions that you can join in on, like a letter writing campaign or signing petitions. You may also want to identify some key folks in the space that you want to meet with. Are there particular school board members, city council members, or other elected officials who support your issue or champion it? Meet with them as well. They will know who else in the community to connect you to. If there are others working on this issue, you can get your foot in the door through group meetings or public events. This will help you understand the holistic impact by hearing different perspectives on the issue from members across your community. Go to these meetings and just listen initially, so that eventually you can use your voice to make change. When you're seen as someone who's thoughtfully engaging, you will open doors and make new connections. The next lesson in this module will dig more into identifying groups engaged in your issues, so if that's a particular interest to you, look forward to a deeper dive soon. There are also long-term actions or efforts, which may take a bit longer, say a year or two. This could include organizing a letter writing campaign from scratch. That includes recruiting volunteers, identifying the elected officials you need to reach, fundraising, or other organizing logistics. The same can be said about a petition effort when you're starting at the very beginning. Actions like this might move faster depending on the particular community you're in or the people that are around you, but don't be surprised if it takes more than a year to cross the finish line. Now, before we move on, I want to mention 2 examples of short-term goals you might be thinking about. First is building your network, and the second is improving how you share your personal narrative. We'll come back to those in the next slide, and we'll talk about these 2 topics in more detail throughout the course. The work on your short-term goals generally leads to the real long-term change, which in some cases is passing new legislation. For example, if you were seeking to pass a local ordinance to ban smoking in public places, which a number of groups and organizations and communities have seen a ton of success on in expanding smoke-free laws, that's going to take a little bit longer than 6 months. So you'll need to build up your organizing chops in order to get you there. One activity we want you to take part in right now as you're thinking about this is to write down an issue that you care about, and one short-term and one long-term goal around it that you're hoping to achieve. In the next 6 months, what's something that you can do to move the needle on your issue? And similarly, what is a goal that you have for this issue that may take a little bit of momentum building and may take a little bit more organizing? It may take you up to a year or two. Write those down for us as part of the activity in this section. Pause here, then hit play when you're ready to move on with the lesson. Welcome back. Now that you've got a sense of your goals, you can start thinking about the skills you want to grow to help you achieve them. Based on the timelines and the actions that you've listed, what are some skill sets that are going to help you be successful in these efforts? Let's go back to the example we talked about. If your short-term goal was to build your own network of people who are involved in this issue, your timeline may be, in the next 6 months, I want to be attending at least 10 community meetings on the issue that I'm interested in working on. You're giving yourself a specific goal and a specific deadline. If your goal was to improve telling your own personal story, you could look back at your why and write down a story in a way that shows your emotional and personal connection to the issue. Then you can go practice that story in those 10 meetings and continue to refine it. You're checking off goals, building your network, and developing a skill set that will benefit all the ways you might be planning to help your community. Let's recap. As you're thinking through what is your why, what is drawing you to be civically engaged, you'll need to build your expertise on the issue to help you grow into your leadership. Many lessons in this program have homework assignments. Don't worry, nothing's getting graded. This is to help you retain the information that you're learning and build components that will eventually be part of your final action plan. You can find the lessons assignment below.